afternoon, everybody, and hello, buongiorno, buonasera from a tuk-tuk.
Buongiorno, my first tuk-tuk experience.
Yeah, this is?
Yes, I've never been in one before.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, how exciting. Okay, so we are here in a tuk-tuk in Matera, and we're taking a tour, and we thought you'd want to come along with us. So, Andiamo. There's our hotel right there. It's a cave.
I'm curious to see what little spots this can fit in.
So we're finishing up our Puglia tour. It was a Trust Me Puglia and Basilicata tour. And we are on day 11?
10.
10, okay. And today's the very last day, and we're having a great time, just having a free day today. And we thought you'd want to come along and see a little bit of this beautiful city. So this ravine is limestone, and you can see caves. If you look up there, you can see all kinds of caves. And that's where people started living something like 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 years ago.
Yes. The third most oldest inhabited city in the world, or something to that degree.
It is the third, except for that yesterday our local guide said Gravina was actually older.
Yeah. Now, and Gravina is one of those spots that no one knows about.
Yeah.
Except for the people who are watching the new Bond movie and probably have seen a couple awesome locations that they figure is Matera,
but it's not.
But it's not.
Cool.
For a minute, I thought we were coming up the ramp. And
Me
I was
too.
Like, damn.
So what's interesting when you look, you can see a church here inside this rock. Yesterday we went inside, and there's a church inside, really ancient cave church. But also these caves were houses. This is the Casa Grata. We went inside there yesterday. That house had people living in it until 1956. And actually, as pretty as Matera is, it was called the shame of Italy because people here lived in such a crude way even until the 1950s. It was not until 1963 that they moved people completely out of Matera. What I thought was interesting yesterday with our guide was how he said that the people who live in Matera now, the descendants of those who left the caves, will never move back because it was too traumatic.
Yeah,
so,
it's a great experience to sleep in a cave.
Yeah.
But those of us who've been in, let's say, some apartments with mold and moisture issues,
yeah,
you can only imagine what it would have been like here. Especially now, everything's got ventilation and water and sewage and everything else. But up until what, 30 years ago.
yeah.
These places didn't, so people who had to grow up in one of these places, it would be more of like living in a cave, not in a cave city or a cave hotel.
No, I think it would be pretty miserable. So we're having a good time staying in a cave, and most of the caves now have been turned into accommodation. We're just up this way up here at a place called Dodici Lune, which is a very pretty cave hotel just up here. So we each have our own cave. It's like Flintstone life, which is a lot of fun.
What I think is interesting about this place, Sarah, is kind of different than other places where let's say the locals don't live so much because you've got hotels or Airbnb and stuff. Is the difference here is like our guide said, the locals who live through these caves already don't want to move back, and it's not an easy life for so many reasons. So I kind of feel like less guilty, like, I don't feel like, this is turning into Disneyland. I feel like, hey, look, the reason they got renovated and this is maybe more alive than what it would have been is because it's okay for us visitors to come stay here for a short period of time, whereas most of the locals don't want to live here, which is kind of different than other old towns where the locals are being priced out or they don't want to live there because it's too noisy with all the tourists. And I think this is a little different situation.
Yeah, and in fact, our guide mentioned that yesterday, that the city, it exists, it's being renovated due to touristic visits and to the UNESCO designation, and that they were the world capital of culture in recent years. So over here, that was the first cave dwellings were over there, as you can see, some holes there, but they later used them just basically for churches because that side is the shady side, and it was very cold. So they built instead, on this side of town, cave homes, because they did get some sun. And if you imagine you have a cave that has only one opening, it's pretty dark inside. So
with these newer facades in front too, then you have more window space. But people who would have been living here up until the 1950s, it was just a cave, and you had to have one opening.
Yeah, exactly. So all of these facades that look like little houses, they're actually caves. Bumpity bump. Bumpity bumpity bump. This is a beautiful palace up there.
It's getting a little bumpy.
It's getting a little bit bumpy. Oh, look at that! Cool.
Yes.
Fossils.
Because this was all under the sea.
Yeah.
Many millions of years ago.
Very cool.
Metal Tower, Roman Empire.
Oh, look at that Roman tower.
Metal Tower.
Ah, okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, as our guide pointed out yesterday, some people think this rock is tufa, but that's volcanic. And this isn't this. There's a lot of places in Italy with volcanic rock, but this is not one of them. So we're at Gravina yesterday, and there was just a house made of the same stone, and you could just take your finger. It was like a sandcastle almost, and we're like, if we keep doing this, is the house going to collapse? But it's just, it is this like limestone.
It's very
almost
soft.
turning into sand.
Yeah, it is.
I think they probably run out of names because everyone's got to get a grotto or a cave.
Yeah. So we're in the Sasso Caviosa, which is the part of town. So there's two different parts of town. So we're on the cave part of town, which is very fun. Look how pretty. Residence and winery. Geez, Otis. So yeah, it's come a long way since 1956, 1953, when they moved people out of here.
Those dried peppers.
Oh, the dried peppers. We got to find those again.
That's absolutely one of my favorite things to eat on this tour. My discovery is these dried chili peppers, sweet chili peppers, not spicy. I mean, I love spicy, but these are sweet, and they're fried in oil, and then they're crispy, and you can kind of crunch them up, put them on your soup, put them on your pasta. I'd probably put them on anything, actually. not my yogurt and cereal.
Maybe not.
This up to be like kind of like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride back in Disneyland, at least how I remember it.
Alle stalle, we say in Italy, from the stable to the stars.
Yeah?
Terme Romane.
Ah.
Where my father's pick the water, rainwater.
Yeah.
Now, big sister, bigger thermo.
It's a bit, bath. Thermal bath. So for those of you just joining us, we are taking a tuk-tuk ride through the city of Matera, which is the third oldest city in the world. It's in Basilicata in southern Italy, and really just a gorgeous, gorgeous city. Was the European Capital of Culture in 2019, and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, as you can see, because people used to live here in caves, and they started 9,000 years ago doing so.
Dead end. Oh,
Dead end.
Maybe not.
No. We got to get you on a Thai tuk-tuk one of these days.
Yeah, that would be nice. I would say, because I have not been to I don't know, Fez or Marrakesh or some places in Asia. For me, this is easily the most confusing city to walk in. It's a maze, and GPS actually just makes it worse. You really just gotta maybe follow a few signs, or I don't know what, or just get lost and say eventually you'll come to your place, or take a tuk-tuk or a taxi to get somewhere, because it's really hard to figure out where anything is here.
Well, the problem is with like Google Maps, it shows you where things are, but streets that are next to each other can also be on top of each other.
Yeah.
Because it's a three-dimensional city. It's like an Escher painting. Oh, look how pretty it is.
Exactly. It's the Escher painting come to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you take the taxis not because it's so far from, let's say, the new town, which is still kind of an old town for us, to this ancient center, but it's just because that's the only way you're going to get there without getting lost. And you can follow one kind of road at least, one normal path that the cars go to.
No, I think it's also because everything is like this. We did like 500,000 steps. So as our guide yesterday said, we're all going to have Brazilian butts by the end.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
So, Andrew, what was your favorite thing we ate on this Puglia tour?
Ooh, you know what? It's the pasta I had a few nights ago here in Matera, and it had this beautiful, crispy, sweet peppers on it, and some other stuff as well. But I mean, I know it's a cliche to pick a pasta dish in Italy, and there's so many different things here. Let's say in Puglia that you can get. But that one was perfect. It was so good I just wanted a second bowl, and the owner of the hotel who has the restaurant said I could have had a second bowl if I wanted to, but I was trying to be good. Which was a mistake.
Thanks for telling me 2 days later.
I didn't need any more.
The Sassi in miniatura.
Here in Matera, the word Sasso has two meanings.
Okay.
Two meanings. With the big S, it means Sasso, the rocks that everybody knows. With the minor S, it means the name of the inside of the habitation. That it's all excavated. Here it's nothing. It's filled. It's all
Excavated.
And now I'll make you see this Sasso.
Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, see. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. No signal there. So, di qua. Yeah. Non c'è un segnale dentro, so it's okay. So these are little miniature materas, yeah?
Yes, it's this. It's very beautiful.
Ah, very cool. Okay. Yeah, non abbiamo tempo oggi, ma... Okay.
Come back.
Yeah, we will. So here's some of the nice artwork that they do with stone.
So you're going to...
So for those of you just joining us, we are in Matera, which is in southern Italy in Basilicata. And we are having a little tuk-tucky tour. Okay, here we go. And we're back, yeah. Back in the tuk-tuk.
It's getting a little chilly this afternoon.
Yes, it is.
But we've almost avoided the rain for the whole tour. It's been pretty dang fantastic, all things considered.
Yeah, we arranged that on purpose.
Of course.
We purposely decided that there would be no rain on this tour. Although, you know what Puglia means? The place with no rain.
Yes.
Capital of culture, yeah. Oh, where are we going now?
I didn't think would fit here, and it says don't go this way. But we're going anyway. Our truck driver's like, "Go hit it, I'm going."
Oh, beautiful.
San Pietro Barisano. Every town in the old city of Matera got this our church, this our plaza, and this our dialect, this our language,
Yeah.
different language. From here to the other town, Barisano, where we are now. It's called Barisano because it's in front of Bari.
Ah,
It's the
okay.
most sano in Italians mean healthy because it's in front of where the sun grows.
Ah,
In
okay.
front of Bari.
Beautiful.
Levante.
Gorgeous.
And see how perfectly the natural rocks marry the external part
Yeah.
that is the only builded part. External.
A little home for the pigeon.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
But yeah, you can see. Look, that looks like someone's chimney up there. And then
Yeah,
there's a
so
whole
chimneys right here from a
Yeah.
cave house. Yeah.
other- yeah, and then some whole other level right there. I mean, you could be staying at a B&B or whatever, and you're basically on the roof of this church.
Yeah. So everything you see here is always going to be a cave on the inside. So that's going to be a cave on the inside, everything. And then the built up part
It's
is,
almost like you could fall
yeah.
off your patio onto someone's roof.
yeah. Well, and yesterday that was something very interesting we did. We walked on the graveyard because the graveyards were on top of the churches,
Yeah.
not,
We have the dead up on our head.
yeah, you have the dead on your heads.
Bunch of deadheads here.
Deadheads, yeah.
And Ralph, the German guy, is definitely the guy to go to get the weed.
Yeah, there's a guy named Ralph, a German guy.
German hippie came
Yeah.
here like 40 years ago.
Yeah, like in the 70s he came here and he decided to squat in one of the caves and he's never left. And they've never made him leave. Like, I guess he pays like rent or something now. Yeah, and he does stonework. Ralph the hippie.
Yeah, Ralph the hippie. So he might be the go-to party guy if like there's something you can't find. I'm guessing he knows where to find it.
It might be.
The longest expat in Matera.
He's the Matera connection.
Let's see if this got the power to set it up now.
Che spettacolo.
What a beautiful view. Oh my goodness. So pretty. Tempo è bellissimo oggi, eh?
Beh sì, grazie a Dio, thanks to God.
Yeah.
It's a nice day.
Yeah.
A little bit windy.
Yeah, a little bit. You can tell that the seasons have changed here in Italy. It was toasty and warm even just a week ago, and now, yeah, I've got on my down coat and my cashmere sweater. I think I've turned truly Italian, Andrew. Like, I'm wearing a scarf and a down coat and a sweater in 65-degree weather. So
Yeah.
I've gone to the dark side.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Yeah.
you've spent enough time here. I suppose it's only fair. Well, plus it's a good reason to go shopping for some beautiful scarves.
Yes,
too.
exactly, because I need more scarves, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Sky, look at that.
Now, if these images look familiar at all, it's probably because they've shot a lot of films here.
Yes.
I would say most notably Passion of the Christ, which I'm guessing all they had to do was digitally take out a few radio antennas and satellite dishes and whatever, a few other things. probably would look pretty similar to what they actually shot.
Yeah, and the most recent James Bond movie. I've never actually watched The Passion of the Christ because when that came out, I was a young Catholic girl and I was told that it was blasphemous. So I've never watched it.
We might have to watch it just for like which places in Matera did we go to that we can
It's
recognize.
for research.
Yes, for research. Yes. And I'm guessing there's got to be a lot of Italian film shot here. I mean, you have a lot of. You
I
got
would
big.
think so.
Oh, it's such a great location. Oh, what was it? Ben-Hur is the
newer Ben-Hur, which I didn't even know about until I went to Morocco and they were talking about it. So
yeah, I don't think anyone saw it. And does that have Morgan Freeman in it, or some other movie with Morgan Freeman was also shot here? But I wasn't quite sure if it was Ben-Hur or something.
yeah, not unclear.
But Morgan Freeman's in so many freaking movies, you know. He's probably every month of a movie. Oh, Richard Gere. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Well,
That's another one.
Tara's gonna have its own.
It is, yeah. Pasolini also, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Pasolini was the first artist to make a film
In Matera.
in Matera.
Well, he's got such an unusual style that it seems like coming here to film something, especially back in those days, would have been something exactly what you would do.
Here in that region,
That was
60 years ago.
yeah. That's when most people were leaving. Yes.
Yes, and here the children mortality in that period was of the 70%.
70% child mortality. Wow.
Father was a survivor.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Was a very, very inimmaginable, indescribable situation. Very, very bad.
Yeah.
I like that we can just coast in this. That's nice.
Yeah.
Trekking road.
Oh, it takes you down to the bridge that goes across to the canyon, other side of the canyon.
Also our Nazareth.
Oh yeah, this area over here is actually not being inhabited. They don't have any plans. This area here, they're planning on turning it into an archaeological park. So they're trying to do some renovations on it, not to turn it into a touristic purpose, but for accommodation, that is. But they're going to have it as sort of a way to remember what happened here.
But as we heard, don't hold your breath on an opening date.
Yeah,
anytime soon.
opening date is going to be who knows when. Kilosa. I would say yesterday that was one of the more disturbing things when we were talking about that in the cave house, about the lifestyle in the 50s was so bad that 50% to 70% of the babies that were born just died. I mean, that's shocking in a country that in the 50s was having their heyday in Hollywood and such, but here things were really terrible. So
I mean, that's not even third world. I mean, that's
no, that's worse. So yeah, it's kind of surprising that such a beautiful place that it looks so prosperous now was the embarrassment of the entire country.
But I think we talked about this yesterday. That's an interesting reminder for cities where in the 1950s you could, if you would have said, oh, this place is going to be capital of culture someday, and people are going to be coming here to live in these special caves.
Nobody would believe it.
No one would believe it.
Yeah.
And there's other cities around the world where they were so important, and now they're just in the dust, in the shadows. They're just, the limelight is gone. They're like almost forgotten about places. So that's one of those things I think we probably forget, but that always happens in history. Who knows what is going to happen, what will be important, and what will just completely lose its importance.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the main street, and we learned yesterday that this was actually a river until 1932. And the people, well, it wasn't even a river, it was kind of like a riverbed. And they paved it during the fascist time. So the people of Matera got their first road, proper road, in the 1930s, which is, again, that's just kind of shocking to think about at a time when Italy had a lot of modern conveniences.
So now we're almost at the
Oh,
new town.
bumpity bumpity bump. Now is the real bumpity bump. Ooh, it's like a massage for your bum also. So the stones in Matera are pretty slick. We were really hoping we get good weather because walking up these stones in rain would not be super fun. If you guys remember, if you have followed me for a while, you probably remember that I brought my kids to Matera. And this neighborhood we're going to right now, this is where the kids and I stayed. So we didn't stay in the caves. We were penny pinching, so we found a very cheap B&B. I think we paid $30 a night. So that's another thing to know about Puglia and Basilicata, because they are kind of difficult to get to and somewhat unknown. You get a lot for your money here.
Oh yeah, I mean just buying wines. We went to a fantastic winery a few days ago, and the first thing we did was we just looked in the wine shop when we're ready to go on the tour. I couldn't believe the prices because, I mean, it's, you know, when you're used, it's not just inexpensive compared to the rest of Italy. It's almost the rest of Europe, the prices you get for quality. So it is.
Yeah. Yeah. If you are a budget traveler, this is a great, Puglia and Basilicata are great destinations for you because you get a lot for your money, and they're also completely not touristed. We have seen no Americans here. I have seen no Americans. I don't know about you, Andrew.
Well, you know what? Just a few couples. I've heard a couple restaurants, some American couples, so they're just here kind of like one and two of them on their own. They're probably enjoying Italy in 2021, which will maybe never be like this again. So
It will never be like this again. Your castle. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, look at that.
there you go.
Wow. That's a pretty good castle. So much to see here, we didn't even notice they have a castle.
No.
It kind of doesn't even rate with all the other stuff we've been seeing.
Yeah, normally castle's like the first or second thing you see in an old town, but this
Yeah.
is like the new town.
So people might be wondering about what it's like to travel in Italy right now. It's been great. There's not a lot of people here. And as far as COVID testing and all that goes, I went and did my COVID test today, and it was easy peasy. I went to the central pharmacy on this main street. It was 15 euros. It took 10 minutes. They gave me a little printout with a QR code. All done.
Yep, and if
Yep.
you've got your Vax card from the U.S., not a problem. Everyone knows what that looks like, so we haven't had a problem getting in. But they definitely check more here in Italy than any other place I've been to in Europe this year, whether restaurants or museums or even a church.
Yeah.
So you bring it when you're going out, even if you're not thinking about, oh, I'm going to go out to eat now, just always have that with you.
Yeah.
Because anytime you go inside something, you might be asked for it.
Yeah, you're asked for your vaccination card, even at restaurants. So this is the main Passeggiata Street. You can tell by all the shops and the people out. We are approaching the Aperitivo Passeggiata hour. It's like spritz o'clock, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, gelato. Piazza del Sedile, okay. It's like the city hall area. Oh, this is a cute street. Yeah, I It does. It keeps going. So for those of you just joining us, we're tuk-tucking it in Matera. Gorgeous sunsetty hour. Cathedral of Matera. Gorgeous.
Bene. Hope you like it.
Yes, very good. All right, my friends. So I hope that you have enjoyed our little tuk-tuk excursion around Matera. I'm going to take you over for a view. And grazie to our driver. Grazie.
Thank you.
So as a thought, if you come to cities that have tuk-tuks like this, a lot of them in Italy, especially southern Italy, Ostuni, for example, as well as Matera, they have these little tuk-tuks, and it's $20, and you take them for half hour, an hour, and they'll give you a nice overview. And that's especially nice for people that are maybe a little less stair-worthy, people who are not so into stairs. I am not in shape, and this is just another thing to note, that if you think you're in shape, COVID, man, we didn't walk as much as we thought we did. I've been doing 10,000 steps easy every day, and it's been kicking my butt. But we'll get back in shape. We'll be in traveling shape soon. But until then, just to kind of light your travel dreams a little bit more here from Matera. So Andrew, as we are wrapping up our first ever Puglia tour, what do you take with you? What do you remember the most? Your favorite highlights?
You know, let's say it really was the unexpected things, which I'd have to say this town we went to yesterday, which was kind of like a smaller version of Matera with no tourists at all, which was really cool. Yeah. Some improv dinners we did at the farmhouse. I mean, staying at a farmhouse is awesome. And then you just have this kind of social atmosphere and whatever that's just so different. That was fantastic. And maybe Ostuni. Like if I'm gonna pick a town, Ostuni, which is looks like what I think Santorini would look like because everything's whitewashed. Yeah. It was like the perfect afternoon, perfect weather,
great
nice
guide.
Lunch, great guide. Yeah. It was just like the perfect stop. And maybe seeing, I also say for just seeing everyone after they stayed in one of the Trullos.
The Trulli huts,
the little beehive houses, because everyone talked about that, and that was really neat. I mean, of course, I've never stayed in one before, so that was fun. And I mean, you know what's interesting is, like we said, there's hardly any tourists around, but you can tell that Italy's still really alive. I mean, you've got all the local people, things are open.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're walking into a ghost town in 2021 here.
No, it's true.
It's that. I mean, because you would come here for this kind of energy and kind of vibrance, and you want things going on, and it's like that. It's just without the tour group. So
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I think what I enjoyed the most was I did love the Truly. I love staying at a Truly. It's very fun. I enjoyed yesterday just because it was a surprise, and I love going off the beaten path and kind of also off script, which is why I'm really excited about us running our own tours, because I, for 20 years, ran tours that had a script, that had a place you had to go. And now it's our company. We can do what we want. So if we want to go off script, or if somebody says, hey, I've always wanted to do this, we can. And that's, for me, really exciting. So I think that was fun, kind of improvising some. And, of course, the wine, but above all, the company. The company has been really awesome. We have great clients. All of you guys watching, if you've thought about traveling with us, let me tell you, the people that are in this Adventures with Sarah travel community are so cool, and all of the people who travel with us for the most part are just really great. I've really enjoyed all the tours I've done since the 25th of August. That's 6 groups, and every single one of them has been great. So
yeah, this is a great year you have smaller groups, hungrier people to travel, because everyone's been waiting to travel again, and just like everyone's so excited and everyone's so glad to be here. I've had 5 tours since the end of August, and everything's gone so smoothly, regardless of what you might think travel in 2021 difficult or not or whatever. And I think the difficult thing, I think everyone's realized by talking with our guests, is like it's just the leaving part. It's like, just come on over here, because once you're here, it's easy.
It's listening to people saying, oh, that's dangerous, why would you do that? And honestly, yeah, well, I don't want to give anybody any specific advice other than to say, I am here, I'm glad I came, I'm glad we offered our tours, they went well, and I really think 2022 is going to be a great year to travel.
So, Sarah, are we offering this tour again next year?
I don't know, Andrew. Are we?
I'd say yes. I think we are.
Okay, so it's no longer a Trust Me tour because our first group trusted us. So this will be offered again next year. We won't be leading it. It will be led by my delightful colleague, Katerina Moore, who is one of the most experienced guides I know. She's also a chef. So she's going to be helming our Puglia program next year. So in September, the 20th next year, if you would like to come to Puglia, it'll be Puglia and Basilicata, and you'll do most of the things that we did and some new things too that we're going to add to the itinerary.
Exactly, and that's a great thing. Every year we could find something new to add, and we do listen to people too, like, hey, okay, maybe a little bit more time here or less time here, or we just switch it up based on the weather. So next we have a little bit more information than on this one, but we'll have a normal itinerary out later this year.
Yeah, so just something to think about if you guys want to travel with us. It's not just that we put together good itineraries. I think we do. And we eat good food. I know we do. But
my stomach says we do.
Yeah, but we just have great people. It's nice to travel with such cool, easygoing folk. So anyway, if you want to sign up for tours, there are a few spots left on tours that I am leading next year. Not many, though. So if you wanted to travel with me personally, you need to get on that ASAP. Get in now. And we do expect for every tour that we're going to offer to be sold out. So just a heads up on that. Anyway.
Yes, and we might actually be adding, well, we will be, we don't know all yet, but we'll be adding some tours, some second, repeats for next year, and also maybe a few new ones too that are not even announced yet. So something.
Hint.
Yes, exactly. I won't even say what country. But.
Okay. All right, y'all. So thank you for joining us for this excursion through Puglia. I'm going to be signing off for now. I'm going home to see my babies tomorrow, and they deserve some mama time. I'll be back traveling with you guys in Egypt in a few weeks, but in the meantime, we're going to have some other programming and also have some friends join us to show us around other parts of the world. Tomorrow, I'd like to invite you to please go to Spain. My friend Francisco Glaria Baines is offering a free virtual tour of the Guggenheim in Bilbao in Spain, and that's going to be amazing, and it's free, and I'll put the link up tomorrow so you can follow him on Guide Collective, which you know is my organization that I love, and you should support us because we're amazing, if I do say so myself. But you can catch that tomorrow. When I'm on a plane, there will be programming. It's just that Fran is going to be doing the programming. So, and you, where are you going?
I'm going to Bologna. So there, you know, because well, we always need to add some new places in Italy, and I heard Bologna is a pretty good place to eat at. So, yeah, I'm sure next year something with Bologna will probably pop on the schedule. Maybe. But you'll have to trust us on that one, because it'll probably be like this Puglia. You know, first time through is just
you gotta trust us.
Gotta trust us.
Maybe they shouldn't trust us.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. Anyhow, all right, you guys. So signing off for now. Ciao from beautiful Matera, the third oldest city in the world, or maybe fourth. We're not sure at this point.
Well, we've been to 2 of the 4 for sure on this tour.
Exactly. So, domani, maybe in a few days, I'll see you guys again soon. Ciao for now.
Ciao.